So today we want to talk about new homes for sale here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But more specifically, we are going to get into new construction and some things that they don't tell you when purchasing that new construction home. Whether you are picking out your own lot, picking your floor plan and designing your own home from the ground up, or maybe you're wanting to buy one of those existing homes that somebody no longer wants. So let's get into some of the things that you may want to consider when purchasing new construction and some of the things that they don't really tell you about. And we're going to get after that right now. What's up, everybody? I'm Kristen Carpentier, a local real estate agent here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below and hit that bell for notifications because we are dropping new content every single week and we love helping people make that relocation move here to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So whether you're moving next week, next month, or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out and let us know what we can do to help you make that smooth move here to the Dallas area. All right, so let's talk about new construction. Let's talk about some things that they don't really tell you about that you may want to ask those specific questions to get a little bit more understanding of what is going on with new construction. Now, here in the Dallas market, we have seen this crazy up and down going on over the last couple of years. After the pandemic and having a problem getting these homes built, the rise in interest rates, and with a lot of these home builders not being able to get the trades out there to do the work on the homes, the not being able to source some of the materials, and not only that, the materials and the costs that have gone up in regards to the new construction. So it has been this huge roller coaster, and so many things have changed in regards to new construction. And there are a lot of things that people may not understand or be paying attention to by moving here to the Dallas area and purchasing new construction. Now, obviously, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we are growing a ton, and Dallas is actually the number one place for new construction happening. The amount of new construction that is going on and the affordability that a lot of people are wanting by moving here. So let's get into it. Number one is the affordability. Now, how affordable is new construction here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Well, as we have seen over the last little while and prices starting to go down and people moving here from a lot of other areas, everybody wants that big, shiny new object. So they're hoping for new construction. So people are coming out here knowing that it's a lot more affordable and wanting to get into some of these areas and buy this new construction home. But what they're not really realizing is that the new construction and the affordable new construction is actually quite far outside of the major city limits. So if you're looking to move here and say you're working downtown, well, you need to be prepared for what it's going to take in regards to your commute, because your $300,000, $400,000 price points in the new construction is going to take you probably a good 45 minutes to an hour outside of the city limits. And that only determines on if you actually know where you need to go for work, for example. So obviously the Dallas-Fort Worth area is huge and it is growing in every direction. So you can't exactly be living on the east side if you're going to be working over on the Fort Worth side, because that would just be an absolute nightmare. But on top of that, say you are in some of these east or north areas where the new construction is more affordable, it could really take you upwards of maybe an hour with all of the commute and the rush hour traffic to get down to the Dallas area or some of these other major cities. So as always, you kind of need to know where it is you're looking and how long you really want your commute to be, because that could really take into account where you want to go and if new construction is really going to be right for you. Because a lot of these first-time home buyers or people looking to get into their first home are moving from an area where it is so crazy expensive and wanting to buy new construction and just realizing that it's not actually very feasible. In fact, we were just talking with a new client fairly recently who was looking to relocate here from the LA area. He gave us his price point and what he was looking for in a home. And at the end of the day, when we were telling him how far outside the city it was, he realized that was absolutely not going to happen. He was moving here from LA and was tired of, having to commute for over an hour each way. And he said, I am absolutely not going to do that again. I want to move somewhere where my commute isn't nearly as long and I actually have access to a lot of the things in the Dallas metro area. So, your affordability factor and knowing if where some of these areas are in relation to, work and all the things you need to do, will definitely take into account whether or not new construction is going to be right for you. So, number one on the list, affordability. Number two on the list is the cost of new construction versus an existing home. Now, new construction typically runs about 20% more than an existing home. So, if you have a budget that you want to stay within, you want a certain square footage, and you are still hoping for that new construction home, well, only to realize that you're getting a lot less home for your budget by purchasing new construction. So, not only a lot of times are you having to move further outside the city, but you're not getting nearly the size of home that you're hoping for with maybe some of the amenities that you were hoping for as well. Maybe you want the same size home and you want a pool and realizing what it costs to put in a pool, but knowing that you can get an existing home for almost the same amount of money or even cheaper than that new construction with all of the things built in it. So, new construction definitely is more expensive compared to an existing home. And also, when you are purchasing new construction, you have to take into account what the builder is including with that brand new home purchase. Is it going to include your landscaping? Is it going to include some of the things that you need in your home? In fact, we have been talking about it quite a bit lately, where some of these incentives that the builder is offering, because the builders have had a lot more inventory come on the market, they have been trying to unload some of the homes that have maybe fallen out of contract. They're offering a lot more incentives to the buyers coming here and purchasing these homes. And trying to get rid of the inventory, we're offering these incentives, and they can range anywhere from the extra appliances in your home. Is it going to cover the refrigerator and the washer and dryer? Is it going to cover your window coverings and your landscaping? And a lot of times those numbers can add up quite significantly. And if that is something that is important to you, that you do not want to come out of pocket, new construction could definitely be right for you. But always, location versus price versus what it is that you're really looking for when purchasing that new construction home. Number three, which has been a big deal for a lot of people moving here, when they go out and they look at these new construction homes, and you go into this model home and it looks all beautiful and well put together, and it's on this big corner lot, for example, only to be shown where the home and the lot is going to be built for that new construction house. Or they go into the home, that they're looking to purchase that has suddenly come on the market, and they realize there's no yard. So many of these new construction homes have almost no yards. In fact, we've been into quite a few of these new build communities with these $1 million homes, and there's almost no backyard, and everybody is on top of each other. And we have had more than one client saying, I was hoping to have put in a pool, and I can't believe they want $1 million for this home with no yard, and my neighbors are practically on top of me. So definitely it depends on which location and which neighborhood and which part of the metroplex that you're moving based on how big some of these yards are going to be. But definitely in some of these starter homes and some of these cheaper price point homes, they have almost no yard. So definitely something to consider. You might not be able to build that big pool and have that big entertaining space back in your backyard, but people, space and land is certainly a luxury these days. And most of these communities are not building these homes on these oversized lots. And if the lots are bigger, you are definitely paying a premium, and you're paying for a lot of these homes in a much higher price point. The number four thing that we want to talk about is the HOA fees. Now, you might be coming from somewhere that you do have to pay an HOA fee and it covers your community pool, or maybe your HOA fees covers your landscaping or your community or the community maintenance. Well, here in some of these big master plan communities in these new construction areas, some of the HOA fees can be quite high. Obviously, if you're moving into a community that has your tennis courts and your pools and your fitness centers, or maybe your big blue lagoon, those HOA fees can be quite expensive. It's going to cover a lot of community events and obviously a lot of the upkeep of the master plan community. But some of the existing communities that are out and around the DFW area, they still may offer some community pools or maybe some other amenities within the area, but your HOA fees will be much lower than what is being offered in these new construction areas. So your HOA fees, definitely something to consider when getting ready to purchase new construction, if you actually want to work that into your budget, and if that is an extra expense that you really actually want to take on. And the last thing that we do want to touch on is if you do want to, possibly save on that new construction, you want to be able to afford that new construction home. Well, a lot of times these builders are offering these incentives with the builder offering lower interest rates. They have been able to lock in a lot of these lower interest rates if you use their preferred lender. Now, sometimes it can come with some extra lending fees that we do always say, compare some of these fees with the lender and what it is that you're getting with a local lender, because you never know what it is you're getting. But a lot of times these builders will offer these lower interest rates in order to help people qualify for these new construction homes. Because at the end of the day, new home builders do not want the extra inventory sitting around. New home builders are in the business to build these communities and build these homes and get them sold, because they know there is a market for new construction. They know people are out there wanting to buy it. And at the end of the day, if it is sitting there, the builder is only going to start losing money. And at the end of the day, over the last couple of years, where people have, had issues with the way the market has gone and the supply chain, like we talked about before, they don't want to be stuck holding extra inventory when the home has been completed. And on top of that, knowing that not only can you get lower interest rates, but again, they're offering these incentives in order to get people in and purchase these new construction homes. Yes, we are seeing some of these new construction prices drop. Prices are starting to come down, but builders, for the most part, are trying not to greatly decrease the cost of the home that they are trying to sell. They, in turn, are trying to offer a lot more incentives. Like we said, some package like we said, some more of the things to get people in to the home that they won't have to worry about coming out of pocket and paying those extra costs for. So if the builders can try to keep the prices a little bit more stable and not have to come down significantly on the prices, will only help with their bottom line. In fact, we have been dealing with multiple people wanting to get into a lot of these new build communities. And we have been talking to so many builders lately as some of these homes have started to come on the market. And while we have found some wiggle room and some slight price reductions, builders, for the most part, especially if you're looking at, a home over $1 million, they're not looking to decrease the price of these homes $400,000 to $600,000. I mean, granted, we have definitely gotten some price reductions for sure. There's always some wiggle room that we have been able to work with for a few of our clients that have been moving here. But at the end of the day, a builder is not wanting to lose these massive amounts of money. And even though the prices a couple of years ago were significantly lower, prices have still continued to appreciate, especially in the new construction area. So obviously, we are seeing crazy things happening in our housing market, especially here in the Dallas area, in regards to new construction and what is being offered and what you need to be aware of. But at the end of the day, that's why you reach out to us. That's why you call and ask us these questions, see what we've been hearing, who we've been talking to, and how best that we can help you get into not only new construction, but existing homes as well. So if you have any other questions on how we can help you find your dream home here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, don't hesitate to reach out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Let us know what we can do to help, because that is what we were here for, so that way, when you move here to the Dallas area, you will love it just as much as we do. And until next time, take care.